Hey guys, I'm out here at the range. Got my friend. What do you want to go by?
Dumb shit usually works.
Dumb shit. Okay, we got dumb shit here. No, this is my friend Bill. Anyway, we're out here at the range and he always likes to bring some nifty little toys along today. He's going to tell us about a couple.
Today we brought along a highly recognizable Luger. It was built in 1937. It is marked S42, which, if I remember correctly, means Mauser was the manufacturer. And believe it or not, we got 2 loaded magazines here we're going to liberate from captivity. And this particular Luger I've had for a very long time. Some years ago, Southern Ohio Gun had some of these for sale. And when I called the fellow, he says, well, they're $450. And for the select ones, and $25 less, or was it? Maybe it was $375, and for $450 you got the bonus model. Well, this particular one hasn't been shot a lot by me or anybody else, I don't think. The story was that these were captured in Norway when the Germans surrendered. And I have no reason to doubt it. Unfortunately, these guns do not have matching serial number magazines. But they shoot nice, they're fun, and does anybody not recognize a Luger? And we're going to send some downrange here in a little bit.
I know everybody that watches the FatMan's channel, C. Spearman, has seen his Luger before. But I've never fired one, so we're going to have a first today. So we're going to move the camera and shoot a few rounds with it. Be back in a minute.
I don't think you got it back far enough to load.
Ah.
When it's loaded, there you go.
There we go.
You darn, if you'd had a pocket in that shirt, you'd have caught half of them.
All right, that's cool.
Damn trifle. Did I get him in the nose?
Yes, square in the nose.
What I thought. If I'd have had my pocket open, I'd have thought it rolled right over it.
That is a badass gun, Bill.
Huh?
As I was sitting here, I noticed my Ruger Mark I and Bill's Luger bear some striking resemblances. I just wanted to put that in there for you.
Many years ago, growing up in the town I did in southern Minnesota, not 10 miles from where we're sitting, back in the early 70s, there was a fellow by the name of Buzz Mueller showed up at my dad's gas station. He said he was looking for a place that he could buy gas, service his car, and could sell him a lawnmower and service it and plow his driveway when he was gone. He was a traveling salesman. Well, over a period of time, this fellow and I struck up a friendship. In fact, we not only struck up a friendship, most of the time when he was home, since he was one of the proverbial traveling salesmen, we'd go fishing all the time, or we'd go hunting, or we'd go shooting. Fact of the matter is, he's the guy that taught me how to reload. And the fun part about it was he was a sales rep for Browning Arms Company for Minnesota, both Dakotas, Iowa, Wisconsin, and the northern half of Nebraska. And Buzz was from Montana originally. He went to West Point. And one of my dearest friends. And about a year ago he passed away. Miss him terribly. And his sense of humor and everything else. The guy was brilliant in arms history. But working for Browning, whenever we went pheasant hunting or duck hunting, I'd have my Mossberg 500, which is because I was broke. And when we got to where we were going to hunt and I'd dig out my shotgun, he'd throw it back in the car and say there ain't any respecting Browning salesman would be caught dead with one of those in his hunting party. And he'd open up the back of his station wagon and he'd let me pick out what I wanted to shoot.
Wow.
Most of the time it was a 20 gauge Superpose Super Light. Gorgeous shotgun. Absolutely gorgeous. Once in a while it might be a 12 gauge Midas grade Superpose. How a young kid like that. I told Buzz one time, if I drop this and I have to buy it, I'll be indentured to you for at least 15 years. But he was also very knowledgeable on a lot of guns, and his collection at that time was pretty big. But one of the things that he convinced me of was that I needed a Browning high power. And here's a high power I bought brand new at Shields Hardware in Mankato back in 1976.
Before they were the big sporting goods chain they are now, huh?
Before, yeah, heck, you could go and buy screws, pots and pans, and grease rags if you wanted to. But I've had this gun for quite some time. I haven't shot it a lot. I've never carried it in a holster. And the first shot I made with it, I probably parted the hair on the head of a gopher, and he popped his head back up. I knew I missed him. But it was at about 40 yards. So when he popped his head up again, I just held an inch lower, and that was the end of that gopher. John Browning, they say this is his masterpiece, and I have to admit, from a practical standpoint, I see no flaws with this pistol. I bought it with the adjustable sights. Hindsight being 20/20, I maybe would have went with the standard sights on it, but once these things are tweaked, it shoots to the same spot pretty close every time. Holds 13 rounds, and quite honestly, if a guy had to own one pistol, this is my choice, guys. So we're going to fire this thing up here and let Scotty do some shooting and show it off.
Never fired a high power before. Bill was kind enough to let me borrow this particular gun so I could make a holster for another person. So this should be interesting. I'm going to move the camera and shoot it a little.
Got one that didn't eject.
Very cool.
You're not going to believe it, but I caught 9 of those.
Wow.
And they're still hot when they're on the way into your pocket.
Well, I have to thank Bill a great deal for coming out with me today. It's always fun to go shooting with a friend. So, that's my buddy Bill. I'll get all this posted and we'll get with you in the next video. Stay safe and God bless.